What's going on, everybody? 10 here with another video. Hope you're all having an amazing and productive Saturday so far. In this video, I want to cover something that a lot of people ask me about, which is low ticket dropshipping versus high ticket dropshipping, and which one I prefer and why I prefer it. So just to give you a quick backstory and example, about 2 weeks ago, I started working one-on-one with a new student. A week had passed by and we had already tested through 7 different products. And then getting into week 2, the way I structure my mentorship, I do it week by week. So we have progression constantly and we can set new targets and goals instead of just doing random calls, right off the bat. I like to have things scheduled. I like to have things planned out, and I like to have targets that I want to achieve within certain time frames. So that's what we had. And my goal for week 2 was to find a product that had consistent sales and profitability, which was the biggest factor, is profitability. After 7 products, we spent several $100s. He spent several $100s, and he was a little discouraged. I was a little discouraged, but I knew it was part of the process, and that's just what we had to go through. And we got into week 2, and we finally found a product that was pretty high ticket, actually. Out of those 7 previous products that he had tested, probably about 3 or 4 of them were low ticket. And when I say low ticket, I'm talking about products that have like a $20 or less profit margin. And this product he found that looked good based on my indicators and my research. I looked at it. I was like, all right, I think this could do very well. I have some interest in things of that nature that we could try to see what happens. And it actually has a $110 margin, sells for around $300. I was like, all right, cool, let's give it a shot. And it's been a day since those ads have launched. And as of right now, currently, we actually just got off of another call. He's been averaging a $50 cost per purchase. So that's about $60 profit per order that he's getting right now. And that's just off of cold testing. That is not off of any custom audiences or retargeting or anything fancy like that. But as of right now, it's just very basic the way it is structured, with a simple retargeting campaign with different interests. And then we're breaking it down from there. So his cost of purchase is only going to go down as long as these orders keep coming in consistently. And the good thing about selling a higher ticket item like he is doing is that it's a lot easier to maintain profitability. If you have a $110 margin, you have a lot more room to make money compared to a $15 margin. And that leads to another student I'm working with right now, which we actually just had our first call today. We had a call at 2 p.m. today, and he said he had a product that he had 30 sales on, but he just wanted to start making some more money off of it, and he knew it had potential. He just didn't know what he was doing. So I stepped in, he paid me some money, we got on our first call today, and we set up some new ads for the product, and he already has some sales. And he has like a $5 cost per purchase as of right now. Only 2 orders, but we just launched those ads literally several hours ago. But one thing that sucks is that he only has a $14 margin on that product. Now think about that compared to the other student I've been working with for about 2 weeks now, which has a $110 margin. So the thing is, when you're testing different audiences for a low ticket product, it's harder to maintain that $5 cost per purchase or whatever your goal is. And the thing is, even if you have a $15 margin and then you have a $5 cost per purchase, you're only left with $10 per order. So, it's going to take a lot of orders to make a lot of profit. And that doesn't even factor in fees from the merchant processors and all that other stuff. But when you have a $110 margin, and let's say as of right now, a $50 cost per purchase, you're going to be left over with $60. And then after some fees and stuff, you're still going to have a decent amount of profit per order. And if you can keep that consistency up, then you're going to continue to make more and more money over and over, compared to having a ton of orders with only making $10 or less per actual sale, which is why I prefer higher ticket items, because it's a lot easier to maintain profitability and there's a lot more room to test. But the thing is, why a lot of people get sort of held up on the fact of low ticket versus high ticket, I think, is because it's a lot more expensive to test higher ticket products than low ticket products, because you're gonna have to spend a lot more to see any kind of result that would be reasonable within the means. And when I say that, I'm talking about, when I launched the campaign or helped him launch the campaign for that student with a high ticket product, I wasn't launching it at, $5 a day budgets and expecting it to get a sale the first day. That's not reasonable. What I'm thinking reasonable, I'm like, all right, it's a $110 margin, a reasonable cost per purchase that I would want to aim for is between 50 and 70 for cold testing. And that's exactly what we've been able to reach as of right now. And we just want to go lower and lower as the time goes on. But he had to spend a lot of money testing the other ad sets. He spent $50 on the other ad sets and some of them didn't make any sales. And a lot of people can't afford losing that much money. But when you're testing something lower ticket, you don't have to spend as much money on those interests, because you see, oh, I spent $5, not a purchase. All right, I'm going to turn it off. And there you go, you lost $5. Compared to this, with the high ticket ad sets, oh, you spent 10 times that and you lost that money. So it sucks, but there's trade-offs. You have to find the opportunity cost and what works best for you. If you want to sell some lower ticket things, I'd recommend that to start building some capital. But again, it's very difficult to sell higher ticket or lower ticket items, with Facebook ads consistently, at least from my experiences of what I've seen working with other people and doing it myself. It's been a lot easier and a lot more effective and efficient to maintain profitability and get consistent sales with higher ticket items. So what I would consider higher ticket item is anything that has a $50 or more profit margin. As far as the dropshipping space goes, directly from a Chinese supplier. I don't like to get into things that are too expensive because you don't want to be liable for that super expensive item that you're shipping from China, whether it costs several $100s or $1,000 or whatever. If the customer doesn't like it and they want to refund it or they want to charge back or whatever, like you don't want to deal with that stuff because it's so much money on the line. And that's why I think a lot of people just like to test these lower ticket items. But for me, it used to work like that. But for me now, I like to spend the time, effort, and research into finding higher ticket products. It's easy to find low ticket products. I can find these little things all day, every day. But when it comes down to the super effective, profitable, higher ticket items, it's been all on research that's taken a lot of time, effort, and trial and error. And I like to learn from myself as well as from other people, what they've done right, what they've done wrong, and how I can learn from their lessons and make the most out of it. And that's where I see a lot of people mess up, is they don't learn from other people's failures. They just fall on their own face. And the best way to minimize your risk is by working or learning from someone that knows what they're doing and has experience within that specific niche or field of work, that you are interested in. So now, after hearing those two stories about several of my students, I'm sure you understand why I value higher ticket items more than lower ticket items. And now both of these students that I'm working with, I want to get them into both sections. Once we start getting some traction on one product, I like to maintain that profitability, keep it up, scale it up. And then once that's bringing in a lot of revenue and profit consistently, I like to start testing other products. So if he's running a low ticket item and he's making a lot of money off of it, then we're going to reinvest that profit and test some higher ticket items and vice versa. Because I like to have my feet in both sides of the water to see what works best and what doesn't. Because I'm not saying low ticket items are bad and you can't make money off of them. There's still potential. It's just with lower ticket items, when I tell people, all right, go ahead, sell a low ticket item, they're going to go out. The first thing they're going to see, oh, I see this portable blender. I'm going to sell it. Everybody's been selling the portable blender. I've had people hop on calls and they tell me about that product and they think it's the best new thing and they're going to make a ton of money off of it. And don't get me wrong, some of these products you find on Facebook ads and things everywhere, you can make a quick buck off of them or a little bit of money. But when it comes down to the real money, higher ticket items is where it's going to be at, because it's going to be a lot easier to maintain profitability. Not as many people are going to be able to sell it and test it. And overall, you're just going to have a lot more advantages than the people selling low ticket items. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to show you how I find high ticket products if this gets over 500 likes. So if this video gets over 500 likes within the next 7 days, then I will actually show how I do product research to find high ticket items. So go ahead, hit that like button if you want that to happen. And also, you hearing about these student results and things going on right now, if you want to learn more and see the results, I posted some of them on my Instagram story at @TannerPlanis. And also, if you actually want to work with me one-on-one, I only do it for a handful of people that are also very qualified. I like to talk with the people before I actually do mentorship with them. But if you want to schedule a call to see if you'll be a good fit and you have a budget to work one-on-one with me or just any of my training opportunities, then go ahead, hit the top link in the description, schedule a call. Would love to have someone from my team reach out to you and see if we can work together and make something happen. So if you have any questions, comments, and concerns, leave them in the comments below. I answer all the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.